Dennis, we don't talk a lot of video games here on the Fantasy Fixers podcast, but are you a fan of the game Red Dead Redemption?
No, never played it.
All right. Well, it's Red Rifle Redemption this Sunday in Cincinnati as Andy Dalton returns to the Bengals lineup as the starting quarterback. Now, I'm actually a bit surprised at this move only because they have nothing to gain at this point at 0-11 and arguably everything to lose, with a couple teams in contention still for that first overall pick along with them. They're leading the pack. But Dennis, you know my love of backup quarterbacks, and they've got a kid there, undrafted from Central Connecticut State that stands 6'7". I'm talking about Jake Dolegala. His preseason stats, 37 of 53, 69.8% completion percentage, 347 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was lights out in the preseason. Why in the world wouldn't you give him a shot? Going back to Andy Dalton at this point is like getting back with your ex-girlfriend who's done nothing but disappoint you and let you down over and over and over again. And Cincinnati is desperate for some good content on Sundays. It's time for the Dolgala Dispatch in the Queen City.
Oh, hashtag
Dolgala Dispatch. Put him out there. Sunday,
Dust.
he's like a good Sunday paper. 6'7", 240 pounds. He's a sturdy dude. See what you got. But nope, they're going back to the Red Rifle.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. I mean, they joke, we joke at PFN about how Miami can't even lose, right? Because they only win a couple of games. Now, since they try to do the same thing, I'm not sure what they're doing. I mean, like I said, they're 0-11. What they're gonna do if they win a game or two and probably lose the top spot is such a valuable, trade piece or piece that everybody wants to get out the best quarterback in college football. But now you want to win a game, especially with Dalton. I mean, I always want to win, but Dalton ain't going to get you anywhere. Try the rookie and see what he can do. Obviously, Finley ain't much, so you can move on from him and try those other guys, see what he can do.
This has Mike Brown's fingerprints all over it. He wants a win. He doesn't have the football foresight the way normal people do. To the common sense to piece together, and think long term like that. He doesn't. He's thinking right now on how can I sell more concessions and how can I sell more food at the stadiums on Sunday. We got to get a win. I'm sure that's what he's thinking, and I'm sure that's the directive coming down. Oh, Mike Brown. If there's a bad decision to make, he'll make it.
Right. Yeah, speaking of owners, Panthers owner David Tepper is looking to evaluate coaches Ron Rivera's future after the season. Just kind of weird. I mean, they lost, Cam Newton, season-ending foot injury. The Panthers have reached the playoffs for the last 5 years with Rivera at the helm. So, with a lot of injuries that they had this year, I'm surprised they're even considering doing this. But, like any other coach in most jobs in the world, that you're only as good as your last game and last season. So, with them struggling right now, maybe they're going to take a look and see if they do something this offseason.
Yeah, I'm with you. They've had a lot of struggles because of injuries, obviously losing Cam Newton the biggest. And so that's a tough one. And Rivera's had degrees of success there. He's got him to the Super Bowl, got him to the big dance once, and solid coaching staff there, good program. Really got to find there in McCaffrey that you can really build an offense around. You've got DJ Moore, you've got Curtis Samuel, you've got the pieces there. You just need a quarterback to run the thing, if not Cam, somebody else. So that's a little bit surprising too to hear that they're wanting to potentially start over and set everything back, which it will likely do to some degree.
Right. It's going backwards. Don't make no sense.
Right. Well, speaking of starting over, for the casual statement of the week segment here on Fantasy Fixers, Denver head coach Vic Fangio said Sunday after the Broncos lost to the Bills that rookie quarterback Drew Lock could be activated off IR this week and maybe even start on Sunday against the Chargers. I mean, oh ho hum, we might activate and throw our second-round rookie quarterback in there. We're not sure yet. I don't know. It's so bizarre. I mean, their current starter, Brandon Allen, was terrible, going 10 for 25 for 82 yards against a very good Bills defense. So, I mean, it can only go up from here in Denver, but it's just really indicative of how crazy the quarterback shuffles have been this season that, Locke is possibly starting, and it's barely a blip on the radar.
Right. Yeah, they have to be coming down from China Elway, wanting to see what Locke can do in that offense because, they John Elway has not done anything as far as picking the right quarterback. So I think it's proven that he doesn't know what he's doing with that. So maybe they just want to prove himself with Drew Lock and see what he could do. If not, then they'll be searching again in this year's draft for another quarterback. So yeah, he has to see what he has, and I think that's more coming from Elway than probably coming from Fangio. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, and their season's over, so what? I
Right.
mean, why not throw the? I'd be good with putting him in there too, because at the very least, you're going to get him some real game experience, and not wait till next year. Um, and that's invaluable. There's no way to mimic that in practice. So if he's healthy, throw him in there. They've got a lot of other young players on that team, and so let him maybe gel here towards the end run here of the season, and see what build a little momentum possibly heading into next year. So Fangio's a defensive guy. He probably doesn't want to mess around with throwing a rookie quarterback in there at this point. It's a lost season at this point in Denver.